What's up, Shug? Well, my name is Fitz Taylor.
Hang on. Babe! Jane!
It's them Cowboys. Boo.
Guys, thank you so much for joining me back here on my channel for another episode of Culture Fuzz Conversations. If you hear my voice is kind of a little like icky, I've been fighting the start of something here, so just bear with me. But on today's episode of Culture Fuzz Conversation, I have the IE's very own Fitz Taylor, Puerto Rican papi, only the movement. Thank you so much for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to have a Culture Fuzz conversation with me. For those who may not know you, go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know what you do.
My name is Fitz Taylor. I'm an artist out of San Bernardino, California. Artist, writer, hustler, CEO, all of that.
All of that. So I've known Fitz probably as long as I've known Jane, so going on like 5.5 years now. I feel that I've witnessed an evolution. When you first came out with the glasses, like your baseball logo, all of that stuff, and then things kind of went quiet for a while, and then all of a sudden you came back with a full beard, like a full evolution of an image here. So who was Fitz Taylor 5 years ago and who is Fitz Taylor now? Like what's the difference here?
5 years ago he was a little hot-headed, semi-educated on the game, not really, kind of just got thrown out there. It was still had the same dreams and the same kind of like goals, but I guess I didn't really have the tools and all the resources and knowledge that I thought I did. You know what I'm saying? Me now is like, it's a whole different person. Like I went through enough trial and error. I went through enough stuff to see what I liked and didn't like, and was able to kind of grasp my mental health more, you know what I mean, and just kind of like obtain who I am, you know what I'm saying, versus trying to like feed into these fictitious goals that I guess I think I had.
We're gonna come back and touch on all of that because that is a huge component to what I think a lot of artists and a lot of entrepreneurs kind of need to pay attention to when establishing themselves and understanding who they are. But let's go all the way to the beginning. To young Fitz Taylor, growing up. Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
I'm from San Bernardino, California, born and raised. That's all I know is the IE, San Bernardino 909.
How did hip hop enter into your life? How did it become such an influence where you were like, that's what I want to do?
Really, I kind of started getting the hang of it, like figuring out is what I wanted to do when I was I grew up in a barbershop. So it's like, the culture is in the barbershop regardless. Pops wanted me to play sports and stuff like that, and it was cool. I was always just like a big dude, and like it wasn't my passion. I loved to watch it, play it on the video games, 2K, Madden, all of that kind of stuff, but playing it wasn't my thing. I didn't I'm not the hit me for fun kind of guy. Like, you hit me, I want to fight you kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it was that. I was always a hothead, and then it's crazy how it's a little bit of that, and then when I used to always tell my mom I was bored, like I used to be like, Mom, I'm bored, I don't got nothing to do. She used to always tell me, well, go read a book, write a story, draw a picture. And so, hated reading. But one day I just was really going through it. I was bored and mad, and I went and wrote a story. And then my mom was kind of like, you should be a rapper. She used to always tell me I was gonna be a rapper too, it's crazy. And she always like had loud music, 212s in the trunk, all of that. And I was like, nah. So one day I was listening to it was a Lil Wayne, Joel Santana and Fabulous record, and it was when YouTube just started getting hot and the instrumental came on, and I remember I just started writing thinking I was the hottest rapper ever, and then like when I read it, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then I felt good after. So once I realized it made me feel good, like emotionally, I kind of was like, oh, I like that feeling. It was almost like a high and a therapy at the same time. So then next thing you know, I just started doing it frequently, started writing, putting on beats. And then it just became. So
it became a therapy that eventually turned into something you wanted to pursue. Now, we all know when an artist makes that decision to become a rapper, to become an artist, they're kind of signing up for like, okay, I understand this is a saturated market. I understand I'm going to have to work really hard to create my own name and set myself apart. What was that agreement with yourself? What made you decide that like I understand the obstacles that are in front of me, but I don't care, like this is what I want to do?
because for me, it was just like, that was the only thing I liked, like, and loved. And it was like I said, people wanted to play sports, people wanted to do tattoos, people had all their little things. And it was like, I was not interested in anything like this. It was like, it controlled me. It literally felt like this was my antidote for whatever I was going through. And so once I took that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna run with it. And then mixing that with, I was born around nothing but hustlers. I was like, I understand that this is gonna be a game. It's almost like the dope game. You're just gonna have to hustle. Everybody wanna be a dope dealer, but who got the best product? Who's gonna push it the most? Who's gonna go after it? You know what I mean? And so I took that formula and I put it into the whole music hustle and just was like, this is what it is.
Hey, you know, honestly though, and there's a motivational speaker, the founder of Quest bars, the protein bars. He even says it himself. He's like, I don't care what anybody says, but drug dealers are probably like the smartest businessmen you will ever fucking meet, because the types of things you have to be observant of, and you have to know, like, numbers, all of that. Like
operation. Like, if you really sit down and jot it down and put it into bullet points and structure it, there's so much structure into it. Like,
so yeah, you've had that structure around you. It's just a decision of, where do I want to put that knowledge? Where do I want to put that energy? And even with your pops having a barbershop, what type of entrepreneurial mindset was he teaching you, or were you picking up at the time?
He always told me, son, the hustle is sold separately. It's funny, if you go and get your haircut right now, he has an apron and it says hustle sold separately. And he was like, you're gonna have to get it. Like, you know, he started telling me his stories back in the day when I was doing this, that, and the third. Like, you had to do it. Like, there wasn't this ain't no, I want to do it part-time. It's either you in or you out. You know what I'm saying? He was like, this is how you gonna eat. If you want to eat, go hunt. If you don't hunt, you don't eat. So
you have to go get it. What do you see in this day and age with independent artists? Because I see this a lot, and with every artist that I speak to, I always voice this because it frustrates me, because I'm learning it myself. In 2019, it's way more than just slapping your music up on Facebook or Twitter or Spotify, or, you know, like, my music is available on all platforms. All right, have a nice day. Like, it's kind of like, okay, but like, why should we fuck with you? What is the biggest mistake that you are seeing with independent artists nowadays? Because I say this because, real quick, just in case some of y'all don't really know, but Fitz Taylor, I've been watching his evolution for years now, and the momentum that he's picked up, you need to, like, go and pay attention with only the movement. Like, just because a lot of people don't make noise, all you got to do is go to their accounts and, like, see how the numbers are moving and see how there's movement. And he's got supporters. Like, I see him reposting stories wearing his stuff, people retweeting. The views on his YouTube channel have consistently been growing. So when I see that, I'm like, what is he doing? What are people doing? So with that being said, with that introduction, what is the biggest mistake, based off of your experience, that you are seeing independent artists do today?
I feel like a lot of people are scared to invest money into actual marketing. Like, people think that I won't even say think. I won't say think. I know people understand what marketing is, and they've heard about marketing, and they say they market, but they interpret marketing wrong. They think, like you said, upload it to this, upload it to that. No, it don't work that way. Like, I was hitting 20,000 views, 30,000 views, all these different kind of views, not because I just uploaded the set. I, like, really, you know, I took some money. I would shoot the video. I budgeted myself. I had a budget for the video, and I would have a budget for promotion. You know what I'm saying? It may not have been the biggest budget, but I said, fuck it, I'm about to just invest this into this. And so it's like, really, the sky's the limit. You could do, like, it's really set up for you nowadays, like Facebook, really the internet. The internet is set up for you to market and use all these different tools that all the social media accounts actually have to offer. You know what I mean? And so I would do it. You know, I spent a lot of money into doing this stuff. Your ads, your sponsorships, your merchandise, you know what I'm saying? Like, I attach my link to anything it can be possibly attached to, you know what I'm saying?
What's an example of that? Like, so real quick, for some of my people starting out, for people who feel stuck or feel that they're not listening to music, real quick, let's say, like, all I have is $100 to work with. How am I able to break up $100 to go into, like, marketing or put aside for budgeting? Like, what is a conceptualized structure someone could do with $100?
So for me, what I would do is I would really look at where I'm getting the most feed, because I feel like social medias are different.
Absolutely.
They're like different.
They're different languages. It's
different languages.
Worlds.
That's the word. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I honestly would, at that point, if it's a budget like that and that's all you can work with, I'll figure out which language that I speak the best, and, you know what I'm saying, that I'm grasping the most audience and attention, feedback from, and then that's where I'm gonna put it into, and I'm gonna work that engine until it bubbles enough. And if you get it bubbling, for my case, you know, I can't speak on everybody. In my case, when I would put it into, for me, Twitter was like the biggest for me. That's where I kind of started getting my numbers up. So I would invest into Twitter a lot. And then once that started booming, I would start taking that and I would kind of slide it to Instagram and start showing my Twitter results on my Instagram. And then it starts to fall into a monkey see, monkey do, follow the leader kind of thing.
Psychology, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, your friends don't post it, but once other people see it, they start taking heed to it, they post it. And then next thing you know, then your friends come after. And then it just starts going from there. And then now Instagram became my biggest.
So you've seen that there's kind of been a domino effect, like.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. You saw that you were really doing well on Twitter, then you kind of showed people on the other platforms that people were fucking with you on Twitter. That's interesting.
Yeah, so, and because I already knew off top it was a monkey see, monkey do effect.
Right.
You know, behind the whole market thing, there's also a reality of it's monkey see, monkey do. And so I knew that once I did that, and then even the people that didn't have Twitter while it was a thing, they're not even paying attention to, I don't use Twitter. They're paying attention to, why are all these people fucking with Fitz Taylor? Why are these people listening to this? Oh, let me, I guess, this is the homie I grew up with. Let me finally go press play. Let me go. Then it's bro, this is dope. Or, this shit's weak. Or whatever. I didn't really care. It's just as long as I got them to listen. Right. I'm good.
And that's where you want people to be at, is why are people fucking with Fitz Taylor? Like, that's crazy. Right. And that's the number one question that I pose to a lot of people starting out. Like, it's really important to understand what you're about, who you are, and what kind of message that it is that you're trying to drive, and why should people fuck with you? Right. Everybody raps nowadays, you know. There's so many Puerto Rican poppies out there nowadays. So, but why should I fuck with you? So with that being said, with that question, what is the reason that you're giving your audience? Like, why do you feel that they're fucking with you?
I feel like they fuck with me because I'm real at the end of the day. Like, I don't lie about nothing. Every bar, every lyric, everything that I say has all been real. I show them that it's real. I show them that I'm just this regular nigga. Because, you know, so at the end of the day, sometimes people put this whole facade up, like, they do look at me like, oh, that's Fitz Taylor. Cool and dandy and all of that, but at the end of the day, I'm a regular nigga. So I'm going to show you that you can do the same shit that I'm doing. You know what I mean? All you got to do is believe in yourself. And I think that's why they fuck with me. Because I'll tell them, like, they'll ask me for advice. Or, yo, bro, how did you get your music on iTunes and Spotify? To me, I thought it was easy, but I guess it's not for everybody. And so I'll simply show them. Or I don't hide nothing from anybody. And so I just put all my cards on the table. They fuck with it because apparently, you know, this whole world, everybody wants to paint this picture that one person's holier than thou because of a follower, because of a view, or because they're on an iTunes or a platform that this person may not be. Because everybody, for some reason, is searching for that ultimate dominant kind of a high, and I ain't got time for all that.
And that's real, and that's kind of the conversations that I'm seeking out and trying to show people. Like, look, you see all of these people, especially on social media, is so dangerous. It's so dangerous if you don't know who you are or what it is that you're about, to get lost in that sauce and start comparing yourself. So with what you do, with how you network, do you think that there's a level of vulnerability that you have to use in order to connect with these people?
Definitely, because sometimes I do, like, even my last album, I didn't want to put it out, it was too personal, but I was like, you know, at the end of the day, like, because I would even with what I said, I would still kind of only give them, like, just enough to relate to, but I wouldn't really want to have them asking me too many personal questions. But I mean, you just got to be open, because at the end of the day, you could save the next person from something or whatever the case is. So I just said, you know what, I'm open as a book. Like, there ain't no questions. Everybody wants to know, why is this? Where'd you get this from? How'd you do that? I understand this. You've seen this. We've seen that. But why? So I just filled in the missing pieces. And
I respect that. And that's what hip hop and writing used to be all about, was about the vulnerability and about telling the story so people can connect. And, like, nowadays, don't get me wrong, I love my twerking songs, like,
same.
You know,
there's
at the end of the day.
Place.
But I feel like I'm missing that music where I'm like, fuck, like, he's talking about some real ass shit that I can really connect to. So when you did finally release that music where you're like, fuck, that's super personal, is that kind of what you were alluding to? Like, you know, this this is what this is what hip hop is about.
Yeah, that's what it was for me. Cause like I came into the game as like a conscious artist, and then I got lost in the sauce. I'll keep it 100.
Can you explain that? Cause I kind of remember that. Like, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is one thing that I wanted to talk about, because when I say he fell off the map, like he fell off the map because he had to go fix himself. But can you describe that time? Cause I remember you being like frustrated and just kind of like even questioning yourself, like, should I even still be doing music?
Yep. So like, you know, like I said, I went from conscious to, what happened was I got my opportunities to dabble with the actual music industry, and I started getting around people that were, you know, really in the game, got Grammys, working with big names and all these stuff. So they were putting me around the industry folk, you know what I mean? And so then when you're around then, the industry is a business. They don't give a fuck how talented you are. They don't care about none of that. They don't care if you came in with your own numbers. They want to look at you and say, can I puppet you? Can I make you? And that's it. And so, you know, at that time, all you hear is, you need a hit, you need a hit, you need a hit, make a hit, make a hit, make a hit. This is what's hot, this is what's hot, this is what's hot. Yeah, that's cool, but this is what you need to do. Yeah, you're being real, you're too real. We need you to sell them some alcohol. We can get you a Ciroc or Red Bull endorsement. So let's talk about all of this. You know what I mean? So you kind of gotta follow suit, because, you know, you're being young. For me anyway, I'm like, damn, like I'm around my favorite artists. I'm looking at all these people. I'm shaking hands. I'm like, I guess that's what you got to do, at the cost of losing yourself, getting lost in the sauce. Now you getting mixed into all of this shit, which is why I understand why these niggas is dope heads. I'm gonna keep it 100. Because you start losing yourself. You gotta get into that mode. And if you come in there like, you know, you come in there with a clean temple, you don't understand how it feels to have your body marked up. You don't understand how it feels to be high and off your own supply and all of that. So you gotta do it. You know what I mean? You gotta get high, you gotta get drunk. Now you're feeling this stuff, now you become it. Now you became the thing they wanted you to become, which is also what they can control. You know what I mean? So once I started dealing with like depression and getting into my own mental health issues with that, because you still battling this ego. I'm like, fuck, like, yeah, I'm doing all of this, but I don't even like this kind of shit. Like, I don't even want to be in this club. Like, I'm having problems at home I need to talk about and get it off my chest. That's initially why I got into this shit, but you can't do it. So you start dealing with all of this ego shit, and then, you know, so I just said, man, fuck it all, and I just ducked off. Like, I'm cool, I need a break, because I was having like dark thoughts. I was in a dark cloud. I wasn't having it. I was still able to, like, I realized I was able to maintain like myself, and I was like, you know what? Get your shit and leave while you can. So I went, I ducked off, you know, I started writing and shit. I went and even got a little job, you know what I mean? I didn't work for 10 years. This is I'm working right now, it's my second job ever. I worked going on 11 years now. And it was only for 8 months. I'm 27, I only had an 8-month work history, you know what I mean? So finally got a little job, and it's crazy, I've been like way more happier. So I had to kind of like find the love again, because at first I was like, man, I'm content, fuck that, Fitz Taylor, everybody's just gonna be my nickname now. Going back to it being a nickname. I'm not music head, whatever. I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't care to be in the studio. Lost all my friends, everything was gone. And
that right there, I want y'all to understand, is the definition of a type of depression. Like, it doesn't have to look like what you see on TV, but when you, and I've experienced this too, when you withdraw yourselves, you no longer have the love for what it is. When you find yourself saying, fuck it, why am I even doing this? You need to take a step back and be, and like, it's real vital talk. And that's why I really appreciate you talking about this, because it has literally been announced that like loneliness is at an all-time high, and it's a detriment right now. Man, it's like detrimental. It's really bad.
It's dangerous, and it's fucking up our communities, you know what I mean? So I was able to grasp it, and I took a step back.
That's so important.
Started working. I was like, then I realized once I was getting deep into the work world, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want, this is not me.
Now
like,
it's time about finding that balance.
And I was like, you know what, I'm about to get back into it, start doing my thing. Because I still was writing the whole time. I was still having little studio sessions here and there, but it was just like, I'm not putting none of this shit out. And then one day I had to talk with my manager, and then we had a little one-on-one. He was just like, don't, bro, we invested way too much money. You've done so much. Like, do it because you love it. Go back to doing it for the love. Right. And then he was like, remove the industry mentality. And that's what I came back and was just, now I'm just doing it because. Right. Like, not because, but
because you love it.
Because I love it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about what the industry thinks. People that are rocking with me, I'm like, that's who I'm focused on. I'm not like, oh, I gotta have 1 million followers now. I'm like, fuck that. I don't care about none of that.
Because you knew what it was like to focus on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, that is definitely a journey, and I'm so happy that you were able to recognize that and develop yourself enough to utilize those tools to be like, this is not what I want to do. At what point in the industry, like, what was happening where you were just like, that was the final straw, like, nope, I got to get the fuck out. I'm choosing survival.
Man, I was, you know, people will sell you a dream, and I unfortunately was gullible enough to purchase them, and so, you know, it was just like, I'm around all these people bringing me around these people, but yet they're like, yo, we need you to, they'll bring me in as a writer. So I would start writing on shit, and I didn't know what the fuck it was like to be a writer. All I know is to tell my own story. So I would be around all these people, working on all these projects, not getting paid for it, not getting credits for it. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff I would get paid for, but then they start signing split sheets, but these split sheets, because I didn't have my manager around, my bad. I wasn't reading stuff right, and I'm pretty much signing for a pay, but I'm also signing my rights and my credits away. And so it's like, I'm looking at shit gross all this money. Like, there was a few big projects I was a part of, and I'm like, what?
Damn. No,
I didn't get, there'll be like 4 writers on it, and every other writer, I just happened to be the one that just didn't get no credit. Just so happened, you know what I mean? And it sucked they were all like already in the game, knew the ins and outs. I didn't know shit. I'm from San Bernardino, so.
Yeah.
You know, and then once I seen all of that, and I was like, man, they starting to shelf me. They not paying me, or they'll pay me, but on the back end, I'm getting hella tax for it. Like, I wasn't seeing shit. It was all pointless. Like, best thing is I got to meet my favorite artist, and that was it. And
I'm sure you learned a lot in the experience. That type of experience by itself is like, man. But I know when I talk to people, because I experienced a little bit of the industry, I'm going to have to talk about this story on my channel one day, but I was a signed artist for a year. You know, I got to experience firsthand kind of that kind of control that they put on an image. So I can kind of understand that.
Crucial.
So from my personal experience, I tell people it's 2019. You are totally capable of being successful by yourself. Like 1000%. That's my advice. Is that the advice that you would give an independent artist today?
No, yeah, definitely. I would tell them the same thing. Like, just the internet alone, that's like, it used to be you had to get the right tools, plural. Now it's like the tool is social media. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We're at the point in time where even our older folks are into the modern technology now, and they're even kind of looking at classic cassettes like, the fuck. So it's like that alone to tell you that the wave is social media, the internet, you know what I mean? So everything is there for you. It's just the hardest part is the budget. That's the hardest part, you know what I mean? Because everything does cost at the end of the day. So.
Right. But if there's a will, there's a way. Like, if it's your passion, if it's your dream, you find a way to invest. And the thing is, I think a lot of people, you know, myself included, we have to get this thing out of our head of instant gratification.
Yes.
This shit is not going to happen overnight. Can you give insight on, because again, when I say he has momentum, like, you know, just because the dog doesn't bark the loudest does not mean he's not eating. Because there's different definitions of success. Like, I think a lot of us define success as like, oh, he got the whip, he got the crib, he got the bling, you know, he got the bitches. But it's like, nah, like, he's paying 100% of his bills.
I'm paying all my bills. You know? I don't got none of the bitches. I got one girlfriend, and
that sounds lovely.
I'm good with my life. You know what I mean? It's the stuff I got is because you know what I mean, my whip is not because of rap, it's because of my job. You know what I mean? My phone bills and all the jewelry because I paid for it, and I'm building my credit. Like, you know what I mean? So it's
that's like, success right there.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. Shit. Yeah, that's success to me. Like, at the end of the day, it's like,
it's like, am I feeding my family? Am I feeding myself? Am I paying these bills? Is the light on?
I know. I'll be around cats all day that be reaching like hella views and got all this, you know, all this shit, and then on the back end, they can't even pay for a $10 meal. You know what I mean?
That's a real story.
Shit like that. So I'm like, I look at the shit now like, all right, I'm bubbling in my own world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I may not be the most popular or whatever. I have people come up to me all the time like, yo, bro, so like, why are you not this? Like, bro, like, why are you working? Like, bro, why do you da 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 da?
Makes me laugh when I hear those questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I'm good. Like,
it's just, I'm happy, and
I'm happy. That's all that matters. My mental health and my passion.
Exactly. That's amazing. And everybody's definition of success is different. And that is something, like, don't let the media feed you and elude you to think that success means this one thing. And I think that's how a lot of us lose sight of our happiness and who we are, because we feel like we have to be that person.
I'm
you know, same here. With that being said, like, with all the momentum that you've gathered, with understanding all of that, how long did it take you to even generate the type of momentum that you have? Because, like, I feel like once you have the momentum, once you have those 1 or 2 loyal followers, it kind of like catapults from there. Like, it builds up.
It does.
How long did it take you to just even get to where you are now?
Shit.
Because I know people see social media like, oh, he's popping. It's all like, but y'all didn't see what he was like doing before that. Like, you were at shows talking to people. Like, I remember, this is even before everybody understood about, or I even understood how important networking was. But, you know, this was like few years ago. We were having one of those like business conversations, and you were like, yo, I would just be out at shows and just talking to people. I just stand there and make sure that they're following me and follow, yada yada yada.
You got it. It's a bully. It's a guerrilla market. You know what I mean? Like, that's just all I had, because I had to start doing shit because I didn't have a budget. So I'm like, just because you don't have a budget doesn't mean that there's not a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. So I'm like, all right, no budget, but I'm at a show and there's like all these people that I don't know. So if I can't get followers online, I'm gonna go get these followers at the show. And I start, you know, first thing, I'm there because I'm packaging myself anyway, so let me come sell you who I am, and I'll talk to everybody. I don't know, I could have got on people's nerves. People could have thought I was whack. At the end of the day, you're gonna remember who I was. That was my only mission. They gonna know who the hell you were, and that was it. And everything had to have quality to it. Even when I was garbage as fuck, I had to make sure my quality was right.
And when you were doing that networking, how were you seeing your numbers change?
It was popping. Like, they started growing because it started becoming like, I had to pretty much make sure that if I'm gonna get these people to follow me, at that point they don't know all the shows that I was doing. They don't know all the interviews and all the other accomplishments I've had. So now I have to show them new accomplishments. So now what does that make me have to do? I gotta go hustle. I gotta go make sure I do accomplish new things. So it's just not like, oh, that's just a kid from San Bernardino, another rapper. So I had to
maintaining the image, like that you sold them on.
So I had to keep going. So it's like I put myself in a position where I had no choice but to grind. Talk
to me about Only the Movement.
Only
How
the
did that
Movement.
Start?
I wanted to originally call it Only the Family, but it was actually that's already something. OTF is some stuff that like Chief Keef and that whole 300 movement in Chicago already had, ironically. So I wanted to create some kind of like a thing that like my supporters could be a part of, because I used to press up merchandise that, was just my name on it, like just be like Fitz Taylor on a hat or a shirt. I even thought it was whack. I'm like, I don't even want to wear my own name.
I'm learning that too. It's like, for why?
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, shout out to everybody who did buy the Fitz Taylor shirts, but I wasn't satisfied with it. And so I was like, I need to create something that people can be a part of. And then one day while I was structuring it, I was like overthinking, but it kind of helped me. So I was like, man, you know what? I need to create something not only that people can be a part of, but it's kind of like a security for my fans who might be the, you know, a little more mentally weaker, or, you know, who are like, not in a bad way, but who let others get to them. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's strong. You know what I mean?
That don't have that confidence.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
They need a tribe.
So I was thinking, So I was thinking like, all right, I need to create something for them in case they are wearing a Fitz Taylor shirt or a Fitz Taylor hat, and a hater might come across and be like, why are you wearing this shirt? Why are you wearing this hat? You don't even know this guy. Have you even met him? And, you know, and I was like, that kind of shit might allude them to being like, well, you know what, you're right. Let me not. So what can I do to create something that they can be a part of? So now they're wearing, it doesn't just say Only the Movement. I try to make sure it's like it's an actual apparel, you know what I mean, that ties into the music, but something that, you know, you could wear and I think is cool, or hopefully they do too. And instead of it being like, why are you wearing that guy shirt? It's like, yo, what shirt is that? I like that. That's dope. Who is it? And then it's like, oh, well, this is Only the Movement. My boy or my favorite rapper or this artist from San Bernardino, it's his clothing line. Then they tell my story without, you know what I mean? And it becomes.
So you discovered to make it about them first.
Yes.
And then
hands down. Hands down. It had to be about them. And then so it became like a members only kind of thing. So only the movement. Like I only fuck with my people that fuck with me. If you fuck with me, I only fuck with you. If you're fucking with my movement, then I fuck with you, and we gonna collide forces, and now it's only the movement. That's what we got.
When did you realize it was important to create tribe around, or to create community around what it is that you were trying to do?
When I was actually kind of like starting the whole merchandise and trying to like sell CDs and hats and all of that, and I realized that there were people that were quote unquote fuck with me that didn't do it because they were thinking about what the next person was thinking, or they were associated with people that they know don't like me, and so they wouldn't buy something off the support, off the strength of not trying to cause friction. And so I was like, let me just erase all of that, you know what I mean? And then
you're just like, let me give them something that they can feed into, that they can, and
something that I'm not the face of. Like, I'm really not the face of only the movement. Like, people think I am. Like, I'm not the face of it. I don't want to be. You're not gonna see me. No.
I look at it as separate entities now. I think you did a really good job of, number one, branding, establishing your brand, and then separating, like, no, it's Fitz Taylor, but he also has only the movement. I think you did an excellent job with that.
I did not want to be like, oh, it's me, because Fitz Taylor's already Fitz Taylor, so it's like, this is something else.
I'm a huge fan of the people you keep around you are a reflection of who you are. Yes. What type of people do you keep around you where you're very protective of your energy? Like, what type of mindset do you only allow around you?
I'm definitely very protective of my energy. I think that ties into being a type of, dealing with the whole mental health issue. And when you're dealing with depressions and shit like that, you need a specific type of energy, because anything can trigger you to going through anything. Somebody pissed off might make me pissed off, might lead me to be thinking dark, and now I'm stuck in a hole because of X, Y, and Z over there, you know what I mean? So I'm real protective over like my energy. It's important to me that everybody sees a clear vision, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not a me, I type of thing, not just for me, but even for them. You know what I mean? I even said in the song, I said, there ain't no, what I say? I said, ain't no I in team, I believe in we gon' ball. So it's like, you gotta have that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I'm quick to invest into you, like just on GP, if you're in my circle, you gotta have that same mentality. I'm quick to help you out, you gotta have the same mentality. Or not even just me helping you, like, I'll help anybody else, so you gotta have the same mentality. You know what I mean? So it's simple, but it's like a simply hard task to obtain.
I think it's difficult if you don't surround yourself with people who already know what they're about. Like, I have this saying, like, there's room for everybody at the table of success, just don't come with an empty plate. Like, don't look to eat off of somebody else's plate. Like, what do you have? What are you about? Because same with me, like, I've cultivated this brand, and now I'm very protective about who I let around me, what energy, as much as I want to help everybody, it's chess moves,
That's facts. You just gotta be on the same accord. I think I just tweeted this earlier. I said some stuff like, I said, you don't gotta come to the table with paper. The least you can come to the table with is some motivation. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have money. It's not about all the materials. Like, have an idea, you know what I mean? You might have the idea and I might have the money to fund it, or you might have vice versa, you know what I mean? So just come correct. That's it. Just come
yourself, come correct.
That's it.
Be professional. Like, real quick, like, I don't know if it's, because I'm adopting this like business mindset now, but I was at the liquor store earlier today, and there was this young man. He was counting up change. He was trying to get something from the liquor store, but he wouldn't tell me, and he wouldn't tell the cashier what it is that he wanted. So I was like, okay, whatever. I just buy my juice. I was like, nah, I don't have any change, like, and I could see him struggling, and I'm like, bro, what is it that you want? And he's like, I just want to buy some weed, man, and I can't get it. I'm like, here's $1. Speak your truth. That's it. Just speak your truth. Like, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to get some weed, like, but you looking there suspicious and weird.
Facts.
So like right there, it was a big reflective moment. I'm just like, it's literally all about speaking your truth.
That's it. Like, that's all I do. I'm big on speaking my truth. I don't hold back. I got it from my mama. I'm blunt as a swisher, and I just keep it 100. Like, that's
blunt as a swisher. Now let's talk about your mother. I know she's a huge influence in your life. You are a mama's boy. You darn scared. You let the world know. That is number
pie.
one.
That's my queen.
Can you talk about relationship with mama?
Relationship with mama is key. Like that's my dog, that's my mother, that's my best friend, that's my protector, my whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know, all I know is my mama. So it's kind of like
it just is what it is. Like it's part of who you are.
I can't teach you how to be a mama's boy. It's just gonna be something that's in you, you know what I mean?
What's one of the biggest lessons you've learned from your mother?
Man, the biggest lessons, I feel like Sugar teaching me lessons every day. Just to, you know what I'm saying, if when you're back against the wall, nigga, just fight, don't fall. Like at the end of the day, you gonna have all kind of shit thrown at you. But you know, she always tell me, like, I couldn't really raise you to be a man. Like you just turned out to be the one that you are. But the only thing I can show you is how to keep it real, keep it 100, and don't fold. So,
hey, shout out to a queen. Those are some real words. That's what's up.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, like a lot of people aren't as lucky, and a lot of people are very embarrassed about the relationship with their mama. If your mama loves you, be blessed. Be blessed. You are to me, very prolific speaker. You're very insightful. I think you're always doing things to work on yourself. And I read something on your Facebook. I think you posted it today. I'm not ashamed of the fact that I have a 9-to-5. This probably has been the cleanest money I've ever touched. It's been the happiest I've been in a while. The streets had me looking over my shoulders, losing people to death and prison cells. The music industry kept me shelved, taxed me on hella money, fucked with my mental health, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of things that, number one, profound. Like, yo, I'm very, very proud at who you've become and how far you've come. Talk to me about the 9-to-5, because I know that's a huge struggle that independent artists have, and there's this weird thing going on where I don't need a 9-to-5. I'm gonna get discovered. It's like, boo boo, you ain't discovered yet. Hold on.
I've been doing this shit since I was 14. I'm 27 now. You need a 9-to-5, my nigga.
Talk to them real quick.
All right, like for me, like I said, I went 10 years with no job. I'm not saying I made the most money. I made a quite significant amount of money for being somebody with no job. But at the end of the day, there's still with that came control, came mental health issues, came frustration, you know, unhappiness and all of that. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it taught me how to really be a tightwad, but it's like when them investors go away, where you gonna get your money? When that semi label is investing into you or done investing into you, where you gonna get your money if you didn't really, you know, utilize your opportunities right? So for me, it was just like I got tired of the control. Even though I was independent, I was still controlled, you know what I mean? So it was like, because it would be like, okay, Fitz, we see the bigger picture. You're already booming. We want to make you your money. We want to help you make your money. They don't want to help shit. They want to make their money. So once they started investing and I started realizing in order for me to see money, I have to triple this shit, because ain't nobody about to invest into me without them wanting something back. And they don't want what they put in back. So you got to double it to get them their bread. Then I got to triple it to see my bread. Tripling it became damn near impossible. You know what I mean?
I was like, how do you triple?
You get what I'm saying? So it became impossible. So what did I do? I damn near broke even all the time. So I was like, all right, done with the investors, done with dealing with the labels. Did a little bit of math in my head. I said, you know what, for me, fortunately for me in my life, not everybody's path is the same. I don't got kids right now. I was, you know, shout out to my manager, Layla Boss, man. He taught me about credit. I was building my credit the entire 10 years.
Wow.
And so at the end of all of that, when I said no more investors, no more labels, none of that kind of shit, I'm gonna get a job. I did some numbers, I crunched them, and I was like, with a 9-to-5, I can make it happen. I'm already was hustling and paying all my bills independent. A 9-to-5 ain't gonna be nothing different than an investor on a smaller budget. And so I went and got that job, and now I'm structuring my money, and it's becoming a cushion because I already did shit right throughout the 10 years, like, you know what I mean? So it's really significant. Now, if you ain't did shit right in 10 years or whatever the case is, you still want that cushion. Use that money and scoot that money in certain places, you know what I mean? And like, don't focus, like you said earlier, don't focus on that instant gratification, because everybody thinks, oh, I'm about to get this, go print up some shirts, and I need to make this back. Nah, you need to start, break it up, put it around, move it around, and boom, next thing you know, you'll slowly but surely create an engine.
So I need people to pay attention because now he's speaking money language now, because this is something that I just started investing in, where I was like, I don't know shit about shit. Like, I don't know shit about building wealth. I don't know shit about finances. I don't know what these acronyms mean. Right. And I took my ass down and I sat down with a financial advisor. And, you know, because I was on the same tip, I'm like, I'm a millennial. I should be able to make money off of my own, like, blog that I'm doing. I see such and such doing it. And when I sat down, and she's like, girl, no, like, this takes time.
It does.
So speaking with financial advisors, speaking with people who are knowledgeable about building wealth, because it's like, I love y'all. I'm not going to talk to somebody who's struggling to feed themselves every single week on finances. I'm trying to talk to somebody who understands. So with that being said, I began to appreciate the importance of a 9-to-5 again, because I think a lot of us are like, you just need to be building money to make sure you're good. Because if you're homeless, you're not making music. You're not going to be doing what you need to do for your brand. Like, you need to have at least 6 months worth of money in case something happens, where you'll be able to pay your bills. So, you know, you're very lucky. Not a lot of people can say that they were building their credit for 10 years.
I got blessed because I didn't know shit about credit. And then my managers was like, he used to be like, well, you know, you want that foreign car, right? You want that mansion, right? He's like, well, you know, without your credit, no matter how much money you got, you're not finna get none of that, right? And I'm like, really? And he broke it down. From that point on, boom, we started with small stuff, and then now I'm just where I'm at. I'm chilling now. I'm like, I'm ready to open up. I want to buy this shop. I need to buy this building.
Monopoly.
I'm trying to buy. You know what I mean? So now I'm just like, it's all coming.
That's what's up. That is what's up. What was that transition like mentally when you were finally like, okay, I'm gonna get this 9-to-5?
Man,
I'm sure it was a humbling one.
Man, you can ask one of my boys. Shout out to John Orson. You can ask John, one of my boys. I would talk to him every day for like 2 months straight. I was going through it. I was depressed. Like, everything came to a halt. No finances were coming in. I'm struggling to pay like a $60-$70 phone bill. I'm like, fuck, like, what am I gonna do? What can I do? I know, I'm like, all right, I got only the movement, but I don't got the money to invest into it to get the shirts. Yeah, I know I could flip a shirt, but I need the money to get the shirts. You know what I mean? So, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna get a job. I told my boy, and even my team was kind of like, nah, bro, like, are you sure? Like, you're already borderline sounding like you want to quit. Like, are you sure it's what you want to do? And I'm like, a part of me feels like I'm not gonna quit. It just feels like it's what I need to do.
Right.
And I said, fuck it. I was like, I don't got no work history. I only got 8 months, and now 8 months of work history, 10 years, 11 years ago. Like, fuck, who's gonna hire me? But I'm big on speaking shit into existence. And I was like, somebody gonna hire me, and it's not gonna be a warehouse. I didn't want to personally, because I'm like, I didn't want to break my bag. So I was like, let me try to finesse my way into something. And I did. I ended up getting a cool little job. And then it was an ego thing. I went into the job. I said, I'm not telling nobody. I do music. My name is not Fitz Taylor. I'm Brandon. That's it. And shit, the first 2 days my cover was blown. I'm at work, and there was like a group of women who were like, yo, Fitz Taylor, aren't you da 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 da? And then it just like every other week people would come in and they're like, yo, I had a guy run up to me with his phone like, bro, isn't this you?
How did they find out about you?
They just knew me from the music already. Yeah, you know what I mean? They already knew who I was. And it was to the point, I'm not even gonna lie. I got coworkers that vouch for this. I would tell people I had a twin. I'm like, nah, that's my twin brother. You know, they're like, one dude was even like, bro, y'all got the same beard and everything. This is crazy. I'm like, yeah, you know, we just wanted to see who's gonna grow it the fastest.
Oh my God. You were determined.
Yeah, I was determined that like I wasn't trying to bring it to work. And then like, you know what? And then I just woke up. I'm like, man, fuck that. Like, why am I gonna be scared of this? At the end of the day, like, fuck it. People at my job were receptive to me being an artist.
That's real.
So I was like, where I'm at, there's a shit ton of employees. We got like 4,000 employees there. So I was like, man, I'm about to market this. And what did I do? Now where I'm at, I'm like the rapper here. And like everybody, I go to work and they're like, yo, bro, I seen the video. Hey, bro, you got any more t-shirts? I'm in there like selling out to them like before anything. So it's like
amazing. So what did that feel like? Like, I feel like that's a testament to all the work.
It was a mental warfare, but it was a testament.
Describe the mental warfare. What were you going through?
Because the ego, because it was like, everybody knows, well, I'm assuming everybody knew I never really had a job. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I got all these views. I'm fucking, people look at me having that stupid ass blue check next to my name made everybody look at me like, oh my God, this is the God of San Bernardino.
The blue check, man.
And so it's like, you know, I had that with, you can't work and be verified on these social media accounts because people are looking at you and you got all these numbers and you're Fitz Taylor the rapper, like having a job is stupid. There's the whole 9 yards.
And it was not like that at all, was it?
It really wasn't. It was actually a relief. It's probably the happiest I've been doing my entire music career, period.
That's amazing.
So
that's
I'm
amazing.
Just working it, you know. Hopefully I don't have to be there anymore soon, but I'm just utilizing that. That's my investment. They're my investors. So this is building all the businesses I'm investing into right now. So,
yeah, and you wanted to kind of, why did you initially wanted to hide your image from them? Was it
the ego?
It's just like
it's still there. No matter how humble you are, it's still there. Like, I don't care how humble and down to earth you are. It's almost like being a big boy. I used to be a big boy, chubby. Lost all this weight, did the transformation, but I still never see myself now as like, everybody's like, bro, you're yoked, you're swole, you're this.
If you follow him, he like fitness, entrepreneur mindset, like, you know, the whole like.
But the mentality is still never leaves. I still see the kid in the mirror, like, that's still the fat boy, that's the chubby boy that everybody called fat ass, or Dumbo with the big ears, like, you know, those type of things, that doesn't go away. So it's like, no matter how, metaphorically speaking, no matter how humble you are, you're still like battling that ego. Well, at least for me, it was still like, man, like, you're humble, but fuck, you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
You don't want to work. Like, I got to get up and listen to people now. Like,
yeah.
But fuck it.
Yeah.
Now my managers, the directors of the facility, they all know Fitz Taylor.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
That's awesome that you get to work in a place that provides a safe space for you to just be truly authentically yourself, and they fucks with you. You know, like, that's amazing.
They do or they don't, and that's but they know what it is.
I think it's a testament to the change in our times too. Yeah. Like, you know, everyone encourages people to, you know, be themselves and live their passion. And it's 2019. Social media is just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
On Twitter, like I said, y'all need to follow his Twitter. He's always putting up some like gems. Like, if you want some motivational stuff on your timeline, like, definitely give him a follow. That pressure gonna either fold you or mold you.
Hey, that's facts.
Let's talk about that. Elaborate.
It's gonna fold you or it's gonna mold you. Like, you either gonna crack or you gonna be solid. You know what I mean? Like, at this, like, with me personally, even knowing I was dealing with depression, like, wanting to feel like I wanted to quit, I felt myself losing myself, but there was still that little thing that was like, don't fold, nigga, buckle up. You know, this is when you need to go your hardest. Like, I'm a true believer in, if you feel like you want to quit, that's when you need to go your hardest, because you're close to whatever it is you want. You know what I mean? Some kind of gratification, whatever you're looking for, you're close to getting it. So it's just like, I couldn't let the egos fold me. You know what I mean? I couldn't let the viewers and the people and all of that negative shit, I couldn't let it get to me. I was like, this shit's gonna make me, like, and at the end of the day, it did. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be the dopest verified nigga at a casino. Like, it is what it is.
The dopest Dumbo ears nigga. You ain't
it. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be me. And so I let it mold me into a better me. You know what I mean? Instead of letting it fold and going into a darker depression, I could have been suicidal. I could have not been here. I could have gave up everything. I could have erased everything, deleted everything, and let it, you know, make me fold. But now I'm going harder, just in a different kind of aspect.
What practices did you utilize? Like, are you a spiritual man? Like, was it the writing that kind of helped you spiritually connect to get through? Because those times, those really dark ass times, like, I don't care. Anybody says, like, even Brad Pitt was like, I'm atheist, but now I'm Christian again because I'm trying to survive alcoholism. Like, you don't have to call it God. You could call it the universe, whatever. Just knowing that there is a source that's greater than us, that when we cannot see past those moments of, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. Like, what are the tools? What are the practices that you went to help you get past those times?
I'll say I consider myself spiritual. I don't really consider myself religious. And, you know, I'm between being spiritual and really believing into the universe. I believe that, you know, God is the universe. So it's like, for me, it did a lot of, I believe in the whole energetic thing, you know what I mean? And so, because it's like, when I was going through it, I had to have practices. Like, when I was down, I could only listen to this type of music because it controlled me, it kept me tame, or whatever the case may be. So when I started learning those type of wavelengths, I started learning how to meditate. And when I started meditating and, you know, really tapping into myself and giving it to the universe, I kind of was able to mold myself instead of folding. So,
was there a time where you're like, I don't need any of that shit, like I'm good, like I don't believe in none of that stuff?
Nah, you know what, there's something that just could never get me to not believe. Like, I don't know, just, you know, I got to the point where, because I grew up Christian, you know, I'm Puerto Rican and black, so my Puerto Rican side was pushing the Catholic somewhat. They didn't push it on me, but I know that they had a lot of their practices were Catholic, and on my black side they were all Christians and
so
stuff.
So it's always been around. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it was like the religion part of stuff, it was confusing because I got two different types of, you know what I mean, but for some reason the messages and the vibes, and then growing up and, you know, getting older and wiser, it's just like you take your own road. Like,
absolutely.
And that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So it was always around, and like even at times where I'm like, man, I question stuff like, man, is this real? Is this fake? I think we all do, but something, that little voice is like, I'm here. This is real.
Yeah. So. No, that's super important. I think everybody has to learn to tap into that.
Yeah.
What would Fitz Taylor now tell Fitz Taylor 5 years ago?
Man, stop focusing on what people think and just keep it pushing. Get a job. Fuck the industry. And do you. Be happy. Don't let that shit suck you and drain you. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. Like, the industry is not cool. All you're gonna do is age fast and die quick and be depressed on your deathbed. So fuck that. I'm happy now. I got a social life finally. I didn't have a social life for 10 years.
So it's basically everything they told you not to do, do it.
Do that shit. Do that shit. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I would tell myself.
Okay, some solid advice. What's Fitz Taylor working on now?
Right now, I was working on some projects, but I kind of said scratch that. I just been dropping singles. So I'm dropping not necessarily music, but what I'm doing is I'm working on my consistency. And when I say that, I'm meaning I gave myself a goal. So every Friday I wanted to drop something. Initially, it was supposed to be every Friday drop a track for the rest of the year. And but then I kind of changed it and tweaked it. Now I'm dropping content. My thing is content on Friday. So I do have a team of people I work with, so they're a part of it. So there might be a Friday where I drop a single. I might not have something, but my teammate might have something. So we're gonna drop it on a Friday because we move as a unit. If not that, I drop a new shirt, hoodie, some kind of apparel. Something's getting dropped, or I'm leaking out a sneak peek to a new song, or something's getting leaked. A freestyle, merch, my team, something.
So consistency is crazy important to stay fresh in people's minds.
Because I've always dropped, exactly. I've always dropped bodies of music, and I'm like, okay, they listen, but then now it's like I'm working on the less attentive people. You know, the new age is kind of real. You know, with all these man-made drugs, they ain't too focused, so you gotta just give them something. So every Friday, I'm like, here's a single.
Yeah, you know, our attention span is like worse than a goldfish now. It used to be like a goldfish at first, now it's just like
down.
Man.
So I'm like, you know, you throw something out there, they like it, then they'll decide if they're gonna subscribe, or it might take them a month's worth of Fridays to be like, okay, this one was tight. Okay, this next one was cool. Okay, this one's tight.
Like
all right, let me go see what he got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, plant the seed.
Yeah. How have you been seeing your numbers change with that kind of like every single Friday consistency?
I feel like the numbers have been, like, my numbers have always been authentic, but I feel like they're authentic now. Like now it's like the fans, not just supporters. That makes sense.
Like it's kind of like a family, like they know like every Friday he's always gonna come through.
Yeah,
like,
it's to the point that they actually, like, people, I've got this constantly, like they are like, yo, we get the whole content, but man, why we bought the shirt you dropped, but damn, are you gonna drop a song next week? And now it's that kind of stuff. Like, all right, cool. So now they're paying attention.
And now they're telling you what they want.
I'm doing what they're telling me.
Yeah. And
as opposed to what I think they might like. Oh, let me drop an album because I think they'll like all 10, 14, 15 songs. No,
and that's interesting because I know a lot of artists, like, you know, we try to drop things that we think or that they think is what the fans want to hear.
And we be wrong as hell.
What difference are you seeing where it's like, yeah, like this is going to be hot, but they're actually telling me they want this? Like, what's that difference that you're seeing?
The difference is like they're more attentive. They're fans. They're more supportive. The outreach is getting a little bit more. The numbers are slowly moving up because now they're actually getting involved and tapping into the algorithm because, you know, the whole commenting, talking to them, whatever.
Yeah.
So now it's like you're feeding them and it's allowing them to feed you too now. You know what I mean? Instead of like
it's a quality relationship. It's a give and give now.
Yeah. So
that's dope. And I feel like it takes a while to build that. Even with Culture Fuzz, like the homegirl blew my mind. She's like, bitch, you've had this platform for 5 years. And I was like, what? No way. Yeah. But I didn't only start going hard until 2 years ago. So in my mind, I'm like, no, it's only 2 years old. She's like, no, I was here. I was working here. Like, I know it was 5 years ago. And I'm like, damn, like that's crazy. But like, thank you. But that just goes to show you, you know, like if you have a dream, if you're focused on something, you know, you have a passion project, like it never is on the back burner. It's always like you're always finding a way to feed into it. Because like even with me, I fell off. I became discouraged. I left it alone for a really, really long time. And then I finally shut the fuck up and just sat back and started listening to what y'all wanted and what y'all were like telling me, starting these Facebook groups, starting actual conversations with y'all. That's the biggest difference. I have friendships with people that I haven't ever met physically, but I've known them for a year. I know about their grandma, I know about their mama, I know about, you know, but it's about that authentic relationship.
All my supporters know they can hit me. I'll talk to them.
Man, that's what's up. Do you have people that, you know, you've never met in person or actually, no, scratch that question. What's better, in-person networking or internet networking?
Oh, that's a tough one. They're both just as thorough. I'll say that I think that the internet, this is what I say, I think they're equally significant and powerful. The internet, I feel like, is more reach. Because you can talk to somebody in Japan, Europe, Egypt, fucking on planet Mars without even...
And hip-hop is global.
Without even being there, you know what I mean? Like, you know how many fans... Like, every fan that I have out of the country, I've never been out of the country. So it's kind of like...
But you're able to maintain that.
You know what I mean? And they got their own little group of buddies, and the reach is bigger on the internet opposed to in person, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of artists, I think it's kind of common, I've been reading up on it, that we're all actually kind of like antisocial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know, you know what I mean? So it's like, I know I don't be going out like that, like I used to anyway. And so off the bat, I already know I'm gonna meet more people on the internet because I'm like hiding behind my little guy, my little iPhone, and yeah, you know.
Do you still find yourself kind of being like awkward when you're like out in public and talking to people? Because I'm awkward as fuck. I went to the Thought Fest and I was all like, I don't know how to talk to people.
Man, I'm awkward. It's either I'm awkward or I'm aggressive and defensive, because it's like being a street nigga from San Bernardino, I still like had to get used to when people are looking at me. It's not always, they're like, oh, this is from such and such hood or this place, and this is my friend's enemy who knows we're friends. Like, I think you're looking at me crazy, so I'm looking at you crazy.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I get ready to approach the situation, and they'll open up their mouth first, be like, Fitz Taylor, bro, that new song, da-da-da, or, yo, my favorite song is still the one from...
And they're just looking at you like, I was just trying to make sure you was who you was.
And then here I'm like, damn. Calm the fuck down.
So you're battling your own kind of like past traumas and your own triggers and stuff like that. So
I just, you know, I just said, let me avoid all of this.
It's important.
You want to see me? I'll deliver a shirt or something to you, like in person. But other than that, I'm awkward as fuck.
Hey, I think a lot of us are. I was just talking to 60E, shout out 60E, and I was like, what do you use to help with your, breaking that awkwardness barrier? He's like, I take shots. I was like, hey.
That works too. That works too.
I'm like, honestly, I'll be a chatterbug after a couple shots of tequila.
After I get a little weighty and I'm a little warm and fuzzy inside, then I get to talking, you know.
Don't be an alcoholic. Just social. Just socially. That's it. Just to like open up the floodgates.
Alcohol abuse.
No, we're just talking about, just to ease it up, because we all be tense. We all be, unclench those butt cheeks, guys. Like, relax. A lot of people in this day and age are asking to be great without actually working on themselves to be great. Like, I want to have this, I want to be this, I want to be that. And it's like, you don't have the emotional or mental capacity or spiritual capacity or physical capacity to even take on what it is that you're asking for. We just touched on like a little bit of what your traumas are.
Right.
How do you deal with those past traumas to help that actually act as barriers in you becoming your actual best self?
I had to learn how to give it to God and let go.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take the wheel, because at the end of the day,
That's
it's in
hard.
the past and it's stuck there. There's no way with no kind of modern technology can I get back to the past to fix any of my problems. And so now that I know that, I'm only gonna say I genuinely am either apologetic, sympathetic, or happy about something in the past, and I'm gonna move forward. Because even the good shit that's in the past, that shit is in the past. Do some better good today, because that shit is stuck in the past and it don't mean shit today. I mean, unfortunately. So I just had to learn how to just, you know,
easier said than done.
breathe through the nose, out through the mouth, give it to God, and let it go. Easier said than done, but it can be easy as said to be done, honestly, if you just give it to God and let go. Literally means not say fuck it, but say fuck it. And
what can you
do? There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it.
So I've heard you reference a couple of meditation things right now: in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Yep.
So you practice meditation?
All the time. You'll be surprised. Like when I'm going through it, people think I'm weird, but if sometimes when I'm really, there's too many emotions. I'm Pisces, by the way. We're really emotional. So
water signs usually tend to be
pretty soft. So like, you know, when I'm going through with too many emotions, I'll do shit like real particular too. I have OCD, so I'll get on my freeway. I have a certain playlist I listen to. All my windows have to be down, and I will just drive.
That's dope.
And I'll just drive. Or sometimes if that might be too hectic, there's a spot in the mountain I used to go and hike, and I'll sit on this particular rock with my headphones, and I have to be completely isolated. Might have a little, you know, I don't like the whole wilderness stuff, but, you know, be protected.
Yeah.
But you just go up there, you just got to do something that relaxes you. Really, it's that simple. You got to figure out what it is that just makes you take that deep breath.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's important, because meditation, I think everybody should practice meditation or find some form of a way. Like you said, he rolls his windows down, goes on the freeway, has a specific playlist. You know, everyone has that music that puts them in that space. But it's important to realign yourself, because this world is crazy.
And you will lose yourself.
One thing that's guaranteed is shit will happen. Guaranteed shit will happen. It's about who you decide to be in that moment, how you decide to handle that stress. So I think it's really important to listen to how everybody else deals with it.
Yeah, because everybody's different.
Exactly.
You know, everybody's different. Like, but that's why I say you just gotta find what it is that makes you take that deep breath. If you could take that deep breath,
just like,
then that's whatever it is. If you have to eat 2 Oreo cookies and 1 chocolate chip, and that's what makes you do that every fucking time.
That's your thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Do it. Like, that's me. Like, I like to tap into an element, so I like the music. It's a lot of like calming jazz music, or sometimes like I'll listen to motivational speakers, but I like the melodic stuff, so I'll listen to a lot of instrumentals and stuff, like calm ones. And sometimes I have to be in the dark. I'll have my candle lit. It sounds crazy. People think I'm in here doing some spiritual shit, but it kind of is. But you just gotta find your element.
That's it.
You gotta find your zen. I'll just be in my zen, and that's it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And it takes time to cultivate that, and that comes with getting to know yourself, trial and error. Like, you might sit down and be like, you know what, meditating with my eyes closed is not for me, but shooting the rock around, going for a run, reading a book, like whatever helps you get into that zen, that helps your shoulders relax and just kind of like, you know.
Sometimes even work is for me, because I'm always moving. Like, as long as I'm moving and I'm good.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. So we talked about, you know, business, financial literacy, mental health, what it takes to be just a businessman, because I feel like being an artist, you are a businessman. Like, you are running your own product. You are your own product. Right. What do you say to artists who keep putting, we'll be wrapping this up soon, we're going on for an hour now, but you know, just rounding it out, advice that you would give to artists that you see not putting up quality music, not putting up quality work, not marketing themselves, you know?
If all fails, please invest in your quality. Because even when I came into the game and my shit was ABC, and I was a mumble rap sounding ass nigga, like, and I was just garbage, you know, at the end of the day, my shit sounded right. I used to get the kind of compliments and comments that would be like, they wouldn't say nothing about the song. They'd just be like, yo, man, your shit sounds professional. Just scratch the song.
It's mixed really well.
You know what I mean? That's, you know, your production, like everything has to sound good because your product is what you want. That's the baby. That's the core. If it all fails, it was
that's
quality.
your image, yeah.
You know what I mean? You might go to, that's like a mom and pop's restaurant opposed to a fucking fine dining restaurant. A lot of people might go to this mom and pop's because it's like the quality of it is still fire. You know what I mean? So I just take that and run with it. And ever since then, like my videos have always been good. I've invested into them because I don't want to look like trash anyways. Like I'm not about to be out here looking like, I see when I'm looking at somebody and you could tell their homie shot their music video. You know what I mean? They're using the car lights for lighting at night. And the cameras is moving all crazy. It's like, nah, I'm not trying to look
invest
like that.
in the $15 ring light. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Do that. Do all of that shit. You know what I mean? You got to invest into yourself. Quality will sell. Like quality sells.
Yep. Straight up. Fitz, where can they find you? What are you working on? Whatever you want to plug, whatever you need to plug, floor is yours.
Man, y'all can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook under Fitz Taylor, FitzTaylor. I don't have a FitzTaylor.com. Somebody bought it. Yeah. What? And somebody trying to sell it to me for $24,888.
Hustling domain names is like a
nigga,
whole
y'all
other
can keep
world,
that shit because I
man.
own my name. You can have that domain name. But
Yo.
so if you need a website, you can go to onlythemovement.com. That's where all the merchandise is at. Social media, everything is Fitz Taylor.
Dope. Do you have any projects that are coming out?
I got singles dropping. Something's dropping every Friday. I got some. Matter of fact, in a couple weeks I'll be dropping some more hoodies or some new hoodies. I haven't dropped hoodies in like a couple years.
It's that wintertime sweater weather.
Yeah. So I got hoodies coming. I have shirts available right now. Got all kinds of merchandise coming. New music's constantly coming. New videos are being worked on and all of that. So
there it is.
If you need somebody to talk to, hear your problems, hit me.
That part right there. So you guys go hit them up. While people are still accessible, you know, you never know what's going to happen. I really think it's going to be big things for this man. But join the tribe, only the movement. You can hit me up. You can hit him up. Artists, collaborate, ask him questions. Take advantage of your community. Start that conversation. Keep the conversation going. If you feel lost, if you feel stuck, we're here. We are here to serve each other. I think we're put on this earth to inspire each other, to motivate each other, and to be there for each other. So take advantage of the tribes that are being built. So yeah, y'all, that's it for today's Culture Fuzz Conversation. My guest, Fitz Taylor, Puerto Rican Poppy. One last question. How did you get Puerto Rican Poppy? How did that like?
They gave me that name because I don't speak no Spanish. So
don't go in there talking all that
I know
Mexicana.
a few little things and that's it. The people started calling me the Puerto Rican Poppy. Like,
okay, so it's just dubbed by the people. It's knighted by the people.
Dead ass.
That's how J-Lo got her name.
Yeah,
so.
dead ass.
But there it is. All right, y'all. So make sure you hit up the website. Make sure you hit up culturefuzz.com. That's it for the show, y'all. Culture Fuzz out. Bye.